Tuesday, April 21st, and I'm sitting here in the parking lot of Sliders with Adam. Adam, thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
And can you tell, how did you hear about us?
Listening to Free Talk Live, I've been listening since about 2004 with them, and I'm just completely on board with the movement.
Oh, that's great.
And you guys' idea is like something that I'd want to do, so I'm just stoked for you guys, you know, going around the whole country doing your thing. It's awesome. And there's not very many people. This is like the first time, I think, where I've met with people who actually believe exactly how I do. I mean, you know, these ideas that we have are completely not found around here at all, so it's cool to meet some people like me.
Hopefully when we step off Mar, you'll be able to connect with some folks here. Our buddy Bill Goodwin set up a meetup with the Freedom Communication folks, and there's a lot of real principled people there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what are you involved in? I see you're wearing a marijuana muscle shirt.
Yeah, marijuana muscle is a hemp protein powder, and we're marketing it completely differently than anything before. Our mission statement is to change the stereotype. We want to change the stereotype about the cannabis user and the cannabis plant. Hemp protein is one of the most healthy proteins. It's super easy on your stomach. All amino acids occur naturally within the plant. It's been eaten for thousands of years. Omega-3, omega-6 fatty acids, and it's illegal to grow in the United States, the home of the free. And what we're trying to do is change the stereotype of what the cannabis user is like. In my experience, cannabis users are the best athletes in the world, and they're not lazy, and that's what inspired the company, was these athletes performing at a high level, and they're cannabis users.
So that's awesome. So not only are you an entrepreneurial, but you're waging a policy battle and a culture war, and pushing back against drug policy.
Yeah. And you know, if the logo gets huge and people are seeing it and they look it up, they'll say, what is this whole marijuana muscle thing? And then they learn about hemp, and if they keep seeing the logo, and it could really change the stereotype. And that's what you got to fight against. All this, it's still going on. These commercials are still on TV that are portraying marijuana users to be dirty slobs. It's like, I can't believe it's still going on now to this day.
Right. I mean, case in point, you got Michael Phelps, and a couple years before that, you had that snowboarder, you know, who won golds or whatever, and they took his medal. What first got you involved with this, with the marijuana muscle? I mean, were you an athlete yourself and just found this was a good source of protein?
Yeah, I was an athlete, and through all my, I was wrestling, and the best wrestlers were always marijuana users. I was doing jiu-jitsu. The best jiu-jitsu guys were marijuana users, and I went, what the hell? I mean, some of these guys would be rolling high and beating the crap out of me, and I'd be like, what is this? You know, I didn't know. Marijuana can actually be a performance enhancer because it makes you think differently about your techniques. If you study high, you can actually see techniques differently than when you're not high.
That's amazing. So let's get back. So you said you've been a Free Talk Live listener since '04. Yeah. So have they convinced you to check out the Free State Project, move it up to New Hampshire? Or?
Yeah. I mean, once my finances are ready to go, I'm planning on going up to New Hampshire.
That's great. And what do you hope to do up there? Are you going to continue with marijuana muscle, or get involved with some other things? Or?
For sure. Marijuana muscle, civil disobedience. Right. I'm gonna be jumping in board just like all the other hardcore activists, like Sam from the Obscure Truth Network, Dave Ridley, all those guys. You guys, you know, I mean, that is exactly, you're right in my alley with this stuff. I mean, this is what it's all about.
Well, I appreciate it. You said there's not a lot of people out here you've been be able to interact with these ideas. So how did you come to these ideas yourself?
I've always actually kind of had these ideas. A lot of people say that they were a convert from a Democrat or a convert from a Republican, and I never really had these ideas. I always thought that you shouldn't be able to go to jail for doing nothing. I always thought that it was always weird, even when I was a kid. Why can you go to jail for doing nothing? It should be that you do something to go to jail. Right. And I've always had these ideas, and my parents are open-minded. I remember my mom, even when I was a little kid, saying why drugs should be legal, and some of these arguments, and they stuck with me. And now, I mean, I'm just pretty much on board with what Ian says. I'm all the way voluntarist, completely.
That's great. What other resources would you suggest for people kind of new to these ideas, like you self-describe as a voluntarist? Where should they go to learn more about that?
I think Free Talk Live is probably the best place to go to learn about these ideas, because so many different subjects come up, and the hosts, Mark and Ian, and the co-hosts, they always have such good arguments for all these new things that come up. Every single issue they have a great argument for, and you can learn a ton just from listening to that.
That's great. Yeah, we've only been on the road just over 2 weeks now, and and we continue to run into folks that have been turned on by Free Talk Live. So they're definitely getting the word out there and doing a good job.
For sure.
All right, Adam. Well, I appreciate your time, and look forward to hanging out with you tonight.
For sure.
Cool.